From tongue twisters to Broadway boasts to inopportune bodily functions, the Pritchett-Dunphy-Tucker clan had way too much fun during their 11 seasons on the air. Throughout the run of Modern Family, there are plenty of jokes made about Gloria's love-hate relationship with the English language. The actor who played her, Sofia Vergara, is also a native of Colombia, so it shouldn't be too surprising that she has similar struggles on the blooper reels. But when a machete-wielding Vergara totally kills the pronunciation of Luke in front of her co-star, Eric Stonestreet, the two of them lose it. Their banter might have ruined the take, but it's perhaps even funnier than the rest of the scene.
Luke! It's not Luke.
I don't know.
Cam Tucker has a flair for drama and a tendency to overcommit. During one scene from season 4, he fusses with some throw pillows and warns his family that it took him a long time to get the creases just right. But when Eric Stonestreet forgets to say his next line, he keeps creasing pillowcases for quite a while.
It took me 20 minutes to get these pillow creases just right.
His castmates initially manage to stay in character, but soon enough they start to lose it, and we're all the better for it.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to say my line.
Mitchell Pritchett is usually the voice of reason in his adventures with his husband Cam, but that doesn't mean that Jesse Tyler Ferguson was always able to keep it together while playing Mitch. Case in point, the time that Cam revealed his fake meat habit.
So it's not even real facon, it's faux facon. It's fokin.
It's fokin' disgusting.
This blooper is especially endearing because Ferguson and Stonestreet's dynamic is so much more adorable than their characters often are. In the season 4 episode, Games People Play, Mitch is super competitive on behalf of his gymnast daughter, Lily. He chants for her to stick the landing so intensely that it looks like he's about to make his co-star completely lose it.
Stick it, Lily.
But then the moment goes awry in a slightly different way.
She stuck it! She's
Ferguson and Stonestreet didn't exactly stick the landing on this take, to all of our delights. Modern Family mines a lot of comedy from perfectionist Claire Dunphy being forced to reckon with her own imperfections. Fortunately, Julie Bowen isn't quite as concerned with getting things exactly right in her performance as Claire is. And that's plenty clear when a big burp from Bowen sets off a bit of a chain reaction.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
That was a lower and upper.
The literal gag reel.
After Bowen's belch, Ty Burrell hams it up with her by going along with a goofy kiss. Then an actor playing a waiter walks in and bears the brunt of the nonsense.
Hey bro, let me ask you something.
Ty Burrell and Julie Bowen spent more than a decade playing husband and wife to comic perfection, or comic imperfection as the case may be, like in this season 2 clip when Burrell struggles to correctly pronounce a certain word.
I like to employ what they call Minamonic devices.
Minamonic. Minamonic.
Burrell insists that this has never happened before, but based on the looks on their faces, it's clearly happened more than once. Wildcard actor Jason Mantzoukas guest starred in the season 4 episode, Party Crasher, as Haley's much older boyfriend, Kenny. If inviting the guy they call Zooks onto the set sounds like a recipe for disaster, then get a load of this blooper. Phil wants to destroy Kenny, but Claire thinks they should pretend to accept him to get Haley to dump him herself. Mantzoukas really leans into the creepy part of his role, which includes surprising Julie Bowen with a ridiculous ad-lib.
Believe me, I know 14-year-olds.
He has a 14-year-old daughter.
She just got her first period.
Cool.
Jesse Tyler Ferguson is pretty much the crown prince of Modern Family bloopers, but that doesn't mean he's not also a consummate professional. Take for example this moment when he flubs a line and then resets himself with a tongue twister that should be instantly familiar to any theater kid.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
Jesse was on Broadway.
It's nice to know that even Tony winners can be kept humble by their sitcom co-stars. Haley Dunphy is known for using her bubbly personality to charm her way through tricky situations. But Sarah Hyland is apparently a little more devious than the character she played. In this particular scene, Haley proposes that she and her family play a game of Would You Rather. The options are to marry George Clooney or have a night of passion with Joe Manganiello, the latter of whom just so happened to be married to Sofia Vergara at the time.
I feel like George would just want to talk about politics all the time, and Joe would do like a sexy stripper dance before he bed.
Sometimes love stinks, like in this season 6 scene between Haley and Andy, played by frequent guest star Adam Devine. Andy is getting little Joe Pritchett just for the day when the tiny tot lets one rip.
Oh no, you tooted. You tooted. Let's do that again.
The moment becomes even more uproarious when Sarah Hyland reveals who she actually thought supplied the gas.
I thought it was you.
Even professional actors can get distracted by their screens. Like in this season 6 blooper, wherein Ty Burrell gets so lost while scrolling through his phone that he doesn't notice Nolan Gould trying to get his attention so they can shoot the next scene.
Ring, ring. Hello, Ty?
Burrell is usually the one trying to keep things on the rails, which just makes this slip-up extra sweet. By this point, it should be plenty clear that Jesse Tyler Ferguson has a bit of a reputation for ruining takes with his laughter. But in this case, it was kind of understandable. Cam gets a little upset while coaching football and purposely smears his eye black, which he refers to as his makeup.
Did you ruin a take because you couldn't control yourself?
No, it looks so fake. It's so big.
Jesse really yucking it up out there.
You know you've got a great scene partner when they'll ruin a take so that you don't have to embarrass yourself. Ed O'Neill is a sitcom legend. Before he played Jay Pritchett, he starred as Al Bundy for 11 seasons on Married with Children. But all that experience doesn't mean that he wasn't immune to the occasional blooper, especially when he was working alongside Jesse Tyler Ferguson. In one particular moment from season 3, he flubs a line about a DJ named Booker Bell, and then he does it again, and again, and again.
Booker Bell was Booker Bell.
Stop saying Booker Bell for a second.
Cam wasn't exactly a huge fan of Mitch's mom, Dee Dee, who was played by TV legend Shelley Long. But while the characters didn't always get along, there was clearly plenty of love behind the scenes. Take, for example, this moment from season 1, when Dee Dee arrives to visit baby Lily, and Cam quietly whispers, "I hate you," into a scone.
I was talking to the scone.
We all heard that. I was talking to the scone.
The unbridled laughter that ensues is proof that this cast had plenty of love for both pastries and sass. Claire Dunphy takes a lot of pride in being a perfect mom, even if in reality she doesn't always measure up to her own exacting standards. So forgetting the names of her own children while she's having lunch with an old friend she really wants to impress sounds like exactly the sort of mistake she would make. Except that that's not how the scene was written, as Julie Bowen just has a bit of a brain fart.
There is Alex.
Real moms and fake moms alike aren't always perfect, but we still love them anyway. A big reason for Modern Family's enduring popularity is Ty Burrell and Julie Bowen's wonderful chemistry. But that also made them a pain to work with sometimes, seeing as they would crack up on camera so often. For example, during a scene in which they discuss their annual anniversary dinner at an Italian restaurant, they simply can't get through the take without giving in to their silliest impulses.
Hello, cannoli canoe.
Oh!
Sometimes a blooper offers a peek into another world, like this season 3 bit between Julie Bowen, Ty Burrell, and guest star David Cross. While shooting outside a grocery store, these 3 funny people decide to entertain themselves between takes, which includes dancing like they're at a Fish concert.
Where are you guys from originally?
Modesto!
Oh yeah? That's awesome. I drove through there.
It's a gloriously goofy moment. Plus, we could totally see these actors teaming up again to play a trio of aging hippie groupies. A cow-shaped hole in my bedroom wall isn't exactly a phrase that rolls right off the tongue, but it is in fact something that Eric Stonestreet had to say in this scene from season 4.
Tell that to the cow-shaped
Hole in my bedroom wall.
Stonestreet tried to offer an explanation for why he couldn't nail the line, but Jesse Tyler Ferguson was having none of it.
Tell that to the cow-shaped hole-sized room in my room. I can't do it. I gotta quit the show.
Plenty of showbiz veterans insist that you should never work with kids. But when you consider the hilarious bloopers they create, how can you resist? Aubrey Anderson Emmons delivered plenty of hilarious moments as young Lily, including the time she accidentally whipped a prop into Eric Stonestreet's most sensitive area.
What do you think?
Oh my god, that was funny. I mean, square.
Lily was indeed supposed to throw something at one of her dads in the midst of her tantrum, but her aim wasn't exactly supposed to hit the bullseye. Sitcom sets tend to get very goofy when they require take after take to nail the scene. And things are bound to only get goofier when Matthew Broderick is guest starring and the actors aren't wearing shirts. Broderick played a friend of Cam's who gets mixed signals from Phil while watching a football game. And if that sounds like a perfect formula for a blooper, then your suspicions are absolutely correct.
You know what? It doesn't matter. There's another one upstairs. How about we... All right.
In the midst of delivering all of her tongue twisters, Sofia Vergara was often teased by her on-screen husband, Ed O'Neill. But what happens when he's the one who screws up? In this particular blooper from season 5, he's supposed to say, "Stars have nannies," but his delivery gets a little bent out of shape.
Nannies have stars. No. Stars have nannies.
You sound like me now.
Vergara could have mocked O'Neill relentlessly for that moment, but clearly there was too much love between them for her to not handle it with grace in class. This next blooper isn't just funny because it features Sofia Vergara struggling to nail another pronunciation. It's also great because of the reactions on set, including her own. Gloria reveals how her ex-husband once took Manny to a strip club with a very misleading name, but it doesn't quite come out correctly.
I found out that the petting zoo was the name of a street club. Of a strip?
Yeah.
Strip?
Yeah, you got it.
Strip?
Yes.
Vergara gives it another valiant effort, but it still doesn't come out quite right.
Javier took him to the Leaper Zoo.
The only way to end this list is with another highlight, or lowlight, from Jesse Tyler Ferguson, the crown prince of Modern Family bloopers. Simply put, Ferguson just cannot get through a single line in this scene from season 3, and Eric Stonestreet cannot stop teasing him for it.
We're not pioneers. We have 3 hairdryers for 3 different types of I'm sorry, what is it? We're hardly pioneers. We have 3 different hairdryers for different kinds of weather. No!
As the cast and crew crack up, Ferguson comes to a terrifying realization.
That's why I didn't get nominated.